Have you ever felt like life is moving forward, but somehow you're standing still? Like everything on the outside looks fine, but inside there is a subtle emptiness you can't quite put into words. If you've ever wondered why your life doesn't feel fully yours, why even on good days something essential seems missing, then stay with me, because today I want to tell you something that might completely change the way you see yourself, your life, and your sense of direction. There is a quiet feeling many people carry but rarely talk about. Hello and welcome. I'm Azin and here is Azin Sphere, and I'm so glad you're here today. Today we are going to talk about something important. You are not lost. You're just disconnected. It's not sadness, it's not depression, it's not even anxiety in the way it's usually described. It's the feeling of being lost, not dramatically lost, not in a way that looks broken from the outside, but internally. Like you're moving, functioning, doing what needs to be done, yet something essential feels missing. You know what I'm talking about. You wake up like your day. Talk to the people, make decision, do whatever you have to do. And still somewhere underneath it all, there is a subtle question. Why doesn't this feel like my life? Most people interpret this feeling as a failure.
Game over.
They assume it means they made the wrong choice, that they should have known better, that everyone else seems to have direction except them. But what if that interpretation is wrong? What if you're not lost at all? What if you're simply disconnected? Disconnected from your body, disconnected from your inner signals, disconnected from the quiet intelligence that has nothing to do with thinking. We grow up learning how to survive socially, not how to listen internally. We are taught how to perform, how to adapt, how to meet expectation. Very few of us taught how to feel our own yes and no. So we build lives that look acceptable, but don't feel inhabitable. And when that discomfort shows up, we try to solve it mentally. We overthink, we analyze, we plan our way out of a fling. But this connection is not a thinking problem. It's a relationship problem, a relationship with yourself. At some point, many people realize they don't trust their inner words anymore. They don't trust their emotions because emotions feels inconvenient. They don't trust their intuition because it's not logical enough. They don't trust their tiredness because rest feels unproductive. So they override themselves, but gently at first. They push a little, they ignoring a signal here and there. They tell themselves they will slow down later. And slowly, without noticing, the inner volume gets turned down. Not because you want it that way, but because you learned that being connected was not rewarded. Being easygoing was, being agreeable was, being functional was. So the body adapts. It becomes quieter. It becomes less expressive, it becomes efficient, and one day you wake up and feeling empty, wondering where your sense of direction went. This is the moment many people start searching. They search for purpose. You know what I'm talking about. For meaning, for motivation. They read books, they watch videos, they look for something that will give them clarity. But clarity doesn't come from adding more information. It's about understanding. It comes from restoring connection. Connection doesn't shout, it whispers. And when you have been disconnected for a long time, silence can feel uncomfortable. This is why many people stay busy. Not because they love productivity, but because stillness would require them to feel again. And feeling again can be scary when you haven't practiced it in years. The truth is, you don't lose yourself suddenly. You lose yourself gradually. In small moments where you ignore what you feel, in moments where you choose approval over honesty, in moments where you move faster than your nervous system can follow, and each time it feels reasonable until one day you feel far away from your own life. Here is something important that rarely gets said. Feeling lost is not often a sign of intelligence. It means a part of you knows that the life you're living is not fully aligned with your inner reality. Something in you is paying attention. But instead of listening to that signal, most people try to silence it. They direct themselves. They label the feelings as negativity. They assume something is wrong with them.
Nothing is wrong.
You're just not listening yet. Listen to this carefully. Reconnection doesn't happen through dramatic change. It happens through small, honest moments. Moments where you pause before answering. Moments where you notice tension in your body. Moments where you allow yourself to admit quietly, this doesn't feel right. Not to fix it, not to judge it, just to acknowledge it. The body responds to being acknowledged. When you stop arguing with your inner experience, it begins to speak more clarity, and slowly direction returns. Not as a 5 year plan, not as a perfect vision, but as a felt sense. A sense of this way, go on this way, not on this way. Just to know it, to acknowledge it. Most people are waiting to feeling confident before they listen to themselves. But confidence comes after listening, not before. You don't reconnect by being 13. You reconnect by being present. So if you're listening to this and you feel lost, I want to offer you a different perspective. Maybe you're not lost. Maybe you're in the early stage of remembering how it feels to be inside your own life. And that process doesn't need to be rushed. It needs to be respected. You don't need to know where you're going yet. You don't need to stop abandoning where you are. That's where everything begins. If this message resonates with you, here's what you can do next. Take a moment today and pause, breathe, and check in with yourself. Notice one small way you can acknowledge what you feel without judgment. And if you want more guidance on mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and reconnecting with your life, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Thank you for listening. I hope this episode helped you see a new perspective, that being lost is not failure. It's an invitation to reconnect with yourself. Remember, the path back to yourself doesn't require huge leaps. It starts with small, honest moments of presence. You're not lost. You're just beginning to remember. Thanks for being with me to the end. See you in the next session.